Hello and welcome to the news. Coming up this evening, President Barrow criticized for drawing large crowds. Gambians react to $250 million relief package announcement by the president. And our special guest today is the Honorable nominated National Assembly member and veteran Gambian journalist, Honorable Majanko Samusa. But first, we'll begin with the newspapers. The Standard newspaper is reporting that Barrow ought to reintroduce constitutional bill, and travelers to Tuba Magal could face quarantine unless, says government spokesperson. President Barrow unveils $100 million Basse market project, and APRC supporters join UDP. And of course, the lead story on the Standard: unidentified economic soldier accused of attempted rape. Let's take a look at some of these stories in detail. Unidentified economic soldier accused of attempted rape. An unidentified soldier serving with the West African troops posted at Mankamankunda has been accused of attempting to rape a 16-year-old girl in the Upper River region, the Standard has been informed. According to sources, the girl was coming from welcoming the president, who was visiting project sites in the area on Friday with her friend, when they were allegedly followed by two soldiers they identified as economic forces. Barrow ought to reintroduce constitutional bill. The United Gambia Association and at least 5 other CSOs have written to President Adama Barrow urging him to reintroduce the constitutional promulgation bill to a referendum and allow the Gambian people to decide. The bill was defeated in the National Assembly when 23 members voted against it. Travelers to Tuba Magal, Senegal could face quarantine unless, says the government spokesperson Ibrahima Sankare. The government has urged those planning to travel to Senegal for the Magal to be cautious as Senegal continues to battle coronavirus. The government, in a statement, said anyone who insists on traveling to Senegal will then have to provide a negative coronavirus test result or risk mandatory quarantine at their own cost. Barrow unveils $100 million Basse market project. President Adama Barrow on Saturday laid the foundation stone of a $100 million first-class international market in Basse, Upper River region. The market was burnt down in March in a mysterious fire outbreak, causing the loss of millions of Gambian dollars. APRC supporters join UDP. The United Democratic Party has been celebrating a rare event with at least 25 women claiming to be supporters of the arch-rival APRC arrived at their bureau in Manjai to declare support for the Yellow Camp. And of course, the Gambia Teachers Union tasked government to reopen schools and support private schools. Esa Saudi, Deputy General Secretary of Gambia Teachers Union, has said now that all the necessary tools are available in terms of strategies and plans to protect people from COVID-19. Government must now show commitment in ensuring that schools are safely open and soon. Majanko Samusa claims threatened by UDP supporters. Nominated National Assembly member Majanko Samusa has claimed that he was confronted by several UDP supporters at Manjai, where he regularly visits a former business partner. The premises, he said, is over 100 meters across the road from the UDP bureau, where he said the man came from. That's it for the Standard newspaper. Let's take a look at some of the stories on the point. Leader of the Gambia Moral Congress, Mai Ahmad Fati, brands government COVID-19 missive as hypocritical. Let's take a look at that story. The leader of the Gambia Moral Congress, Mai Ahmad Fati, has responded to government's warning against COVID-19 violation and said the warning on COVID-19 from government is one of the most senile and hypocritical public notice so far. Mai was quoted as saying, based on the acts of public encouragement by the state and the NPP to disregard public health regulations, no institution or authority within the government has the moral or legal authority to issue such irresponsible public notices, he further stated. Jammeh declines Barrow's appointment as Trade Minister. Bakary Jammeh, Governor of the Central Bank of the Gambia, has toned down President Adama Barrow's Trade Minister appointment. In a letter dated 1st October 2020, Mr. Jammeh thanked Barrow for the trust and confidence in appointing him as Trade Minister and member of Cabinet, but said he humbly declines the offer and wishes to remain as Central Bank Governor until the end of his term. That's it for the newspapers. Let's go for a break and we'll be right back. Stay tuned. Welcome back. President Barrow has recently come under heavy criticism following his tour to URR and CRR, where he laid foundation stones for major roads and markets. The president has been accused of attracting huge crowds even when government is still asking people to observe COVID-19 guidelines. More in this report.
The President of the Republic of the Gambia, Adama Barrow, has been holding mass public gatherings of recent across the country, despite the prohibition on gatherings in an effort to curb the spread of the coronavirus. This defiance act of the President has raised many questions among Gambians, especially on social media. Questions such as, is the Gambia slowly bending back to dictatorship? Does the President sincerely mean it when he said coronavirus is deadly? We are today on the streets to engage Gambians about this act of the President. Stay with us.
Two things that coincide is the COVID-19 and the laying of foundation of some developmental projects in the rural areas. So now I think the President is using intelligence here, because these are things that has to be laid. These are developmental projects. So the COVID-19 restrictions or the COVID-19 pandemic is also on the spread. So but now I think it is getting they are releasing the restrictions because they are seeing that this is a disease or is a type of pandemic that people have to live with. There is no going to be a cure that is going to help people to stay away from the COVID-19. So if the President has to travel in to the rural areas to lay the foundation, they know that this is something that they cannot control. So and the project has to be, the laying of the foundation of the project has to go on. So I don't see anything negative in that.
The laying of the foundation is very important. Exactly. But we also have businesses that are locked down. Yeah. You understand? A gathering is a gathering. It doesn't matter what you're doing. Would you say it is fair on those businesses that are locked down?
It's not fair to lock businesses because people have families to feed. So, but now if they do it, they are doing it in our own supreme interest. So, but what is more important here, I think, is to negotiate with the government. It's only negotiation that is better here. To write or to go and then give your opinion. For government to understand that, the locking of business is affecting families, is affecting societies, and is affecting communities.
You can see the president with his people. No social distancing, no face masks. But at the same time, police will be catching drivers on the highway telling them, where is your face mask? Why not there? So this is just crazy. This is the Gambia we see ourselves in. So I don't know, we need a solution to it. This is the issue in the Gambia here. But when you talk, they think it's politics. This is not about politics. This is a different issue.
This is dictatorship. You cannot do what you prevent of your people. Pa Amadou, a taxi driver.
He's a dictator. You are nini. You are so so you don't know what can. You as a leader, lead by example. You talk about you, not so. So only come president, only more living in how to call it. To ambini, make sense. You need to talk for social distancing. Understand? How many people are gathering there? Thousands of people every day. You get them different regions. Understand? Hamuloku corona bi, hamuloku amut. Understand? So to me that most of them gonna your case with Gambia yo than ñeneen ñi nekk fii nii. Understand? So da nga gis ñun taximan yi sax nga ne ay woon fii nii comme buñ jël full passengers nañ ko down how to call it normal passengers ñu jël as 3 passengers. As a president,
as Gambians express disappointment about the president's continued holding of mass gatherings when the coronavirus is reported to be raging, the Fatu Network contacted the spokesperson of the NPP, Mamba Jignjai, and he said, I think this question should be directed to the Director of Press and Public Relations because these are not NPP gatherings, these are state functions, he concluded. Having happened what happened, Gambians' family stood on grounds that the act of President Adama Barrow is a violation of his own pronouncement on public gatherings. Fatu Kamara reporting for the Fatu Network News Review.
And now, the Gambian president last week announced another $250 million relief package for the vulnerable amid the coronavirus pandemic. And here is how some Gambians reacted to the news. The coronavirus pandemic has left many around the globe struggling to make ends meet. With many countries imposing lockdown to help curb the spread of the virus, governments had to step in to provide relief packages for their citizens. And the Gambia is no exception. Following the distribution of over 200,000 bags of rice and sugar to over 100,000 households across the country, President Barrow announced his second round of government intervention as he approves another $250 million to help the vulnerable.
Asalon ko nanga xamne na Minister of Finance fele Siri Njang Minister of Finance Honorable Mamboure Njay mu ngi ni tok nga $250 million ñaar témèr ak juroom fukki millions yi dalasi nga approve ko denke mu ne app nangu joxe waat nako mbe mano san nako denke be Gambia be solo mano dina ko jëndé malo jox ko réew mi yépp.
The first round of the relief implementation has been heavily criticized as some communities claim the food distribution never reached them. Others also say the distribution of the relief package was highly politicized. Here is how some Gambians reacted to the news.
I mean, 250 million women I may hate for Paris. You know, if you munga 250 million dollars healthcare sector, you know, do go see youth improve youth send livelihood you know, guy get them guy get to you do go see it ten corona offices. You know, you'd saw that, you know, do yang get talk kala yepangi idol. Xale boo gis waaye yow da ngaa gis léegi xale bu ndaw dafa wóor ba 12 o'clock si guddi amun dara luñ def ndoy amun any social activities no form of social activities yow soo jëloon 250 million gox bu nekk nga dem nga samp fa park a recreational park either a basketball court football field improve seen livelihood at least ndoy di mun a keep busy waaye nga jël 250 million ne da nga koo dugal wala soo koo dugal sa dugal ko si agriculture sector bi nga jox ko farmer yi jënd leen fertilizer nga create employment pour youth si create jobs because 250 million mun nga say create jobs ba pare mun nga say create food sufficiency so ida nga jéemantal ma tool moo gën saay boo li fi ne béyee ba pare ñëw jox ma waaw fii loolu fi nekk daal so 250 million xëj na feneen banaa ngaa jël ne da ngaa joxe asaka loo xam ne da ngaa jël politicize ko ay maa la ko may nguur baa ko may du maa la ko may fii yi dafa garaaw de xaalis bi xëj na fu bëree bëri daal besides foofu leen dimbale nit yi you know te nooy dimbale nit yi mooy xam nga seen dëkkuwaay na seen dëkkuwaay gën a yomba léegi sista ku nekk sa tëdda nga xam de li nga tëdda sa doo ko eewoo léegi-léegi da ngaa toog lamba sa poos foog ne jinee fa jaar you know dafa métti fii easy with that so neen dimbale askan bi dimbale si dimbale bu make sense waaye lu nekk ne da nga ko politicize jombut daal neen ubbi school yi ndooy dem jàngi stay busy soo mu nee dem di ubbi political rally neen ubbi school yi léegi dafa important de fii xale yi ku si gën a collé nga ne léegi kii la xale yi am na ñoo xam ne sax duñ delluwaat school teenage pregnancy bi is going up kids trying to raise kids ñun si ñu den dellu gannaaw de ba pare ñii they have no vision, they have no idea sampal ma yoon ñoom seen vision of development mooy nga sampatali school is part of development waaye sampatali dama mun a tëdd si kaw tali dama mun a lekk si kaw tali léegi yaa ngi nii lu nekk seer the ordinary Gambien na mun naa afford pour jënd laan léegi jën sa du lekki baadoo la ñun ni ngi am géej bi fii ba mu rëy ba nga ne lii la da nga mus a gis kenn dem si géej bi ne dañoo dem dugal fa lifin lekka pour feed jën yi non waaye mu ngi always produce suñu jëloon jën yi ñu jël war a 250 million boobu noonu ñu jël ko ñu invest ko in boats fishing vessels di nga create employment di nga create food sufficiency ba pare di nga create revenue for the state so loolu ëpp solo nga ne da ngaa jël ne da ngaa kasaara di joxe $3,000 ak saaku maalo am na yenn kër yoo xam ne 1 week ñu lekk saaku maalo so suñu jeexalee saaku maalo boobu lu noo def
nde doomu jom folom bo jilete sancaba Touba sancaba ndol ya mano nata jele de par ndol la Touba sancaba me mano soto wala dango doyata même mano soto wala siata me mano soto kadu hani bi mol membe je me mano soto wala siata ndol kay ndol mano soto mano man soto dol ya serem me ya soto wala dango doyata andum tolu dal ndol be ma ko ro nyinirne bayri mu sollen tolti me ñun corona nata anata ñi bata dam malla mu sol me ñi marta kono fembu ka soto nduka buka keno ko kurunding ko bebe ko leare sa mano fananata dimba be mbulo kono mano man soto fem man soto ni ko mano nata ni mol tata je si je tili jël ete mano jël do man dindama wala li ya soto ñimbe ima soto dol be batar net to nya me batar marso kono bakel ndol lañu kunkoleng ndem kunkoleng firlan kunkoleng ñina kunkoleng man sanno kunkoleng mbolo ndol kata dal siwulina ankale kodo dal siwulina ngata wal ñata dal siwulina wuli soba fango ni ya findi je fa yakata le baka findi yaji do bi je kaboy wuli kilin do bi je kaboy kemelul ndol batadal daga batadal tol batata yalla me ngom en dimbe kala salang ndol de la no law ko mo la ko tek fo batade
mu joxe 3000 bi mo gëna am profit mu joxe malo bi because man malo bi legi man jotuma ko man awma ci dara suma njabot amut man sa suma ba awma ko suma dekandore tamit amut waye wel dal su mu non joxe 3000 bi dal mo oppa njeriñ dal waaw mu ngi liggéey nak ñu ko sante diko gërëm mu ngi liggéey bu baax waye na yokko rek mu baña faale ennemi mo mu top liggéeyam rek waaw man loolu la am pour wax ko dal Adama Barrow tamit na tray dal mu dimbale youth ci tamit youth ci son nañ amul liggéey waaw youth ci son nañ amul liggéey bo waré dañ war am liggéey dal youth ci ba paré driver tamit son nañ ñun taximan lañ ci ñun li ñoo jëfëndiko ci lañu ci li ñoo yëngatu ci lañu am li ñoo dundé ak njabot so mu dimbale ñu wañi essence bi mu dimbale ñu dal.
The coronavirus pandemic has left many.
Home is where the heart is. Home is where you feel safe and secure. Dalaba Housing Estate is the newest estate by TAF Africa Global, located strategically along the newly built Sokoto Jabang Highway. Dalaba Estates offers roads, street lights, a gated community that offers water reticulation system, solar street lights, and a proper drainage system. Over the next 10 years, TAF Africa Global aims to build 10,000 homes in the Gambia for you to own. For you to feel safe and secure in a community with all the necessities to live comfortably.
Hello and welcome to the Fatu Network, and now I am joined by our special guest today on News Review, the Honorable nominated National Assembly member Majanko Samusa. Welcome to the Fatu Network News Review, Honorable.
Thank you.
Honorable, I will take you back to a week or two ago when the most important document was, of course, brought before parliamentarians, which is the draft constitution. Now, you are one of the National Assembly members who voted down that tabled bill. Why did you vote against the draft constitution?
Thank you very much for asking me our reasons, those who voted no to the draft constitution. Thank you very much. You're welcome. Despite you were there during our intervention, but nevertheless, still this is another opportunity for you to have me here today to shed light on certain things which all cannot be said in the
National Assembly.
Yes, there are so many, as far as I'm concerned, I have seen so many irregularities. I have seen so many irregularities, things like, first of all, as I have said when I was opening my debate, laying the foundation, I said Gambia, as we all know, or the whole in general, you have the Christianity and Muslims. I told them, I said, that day, today the parliament is going to deal with the constitution. That's the Quran of the country. That's the supreme law. Now, what people are going to decide how to govern themselves. That's the constitution. If that document, the assignment is given to people that the government assume that they will be very, very, very loyal and be very responsible on that, be honest Gambians, to capture the view of the Gambian people into that document. That's the assumption of this. That's why the commission was created. People were nominated, understand, to be there and reach to the people up to the grassroots to know how and how they want to be governed. That's all.
But they did have public consultations.
Thank you. Public consultation has been done until we come to the final draft. We have the first draft and then we come to the final draft. The final draft was out. That was what has been brought to the National Assembly. Having done all that, they also brought the report, the view of the people, where they captured the view of the people, the report and the draft. You can see that's why one of the minority leader was questioning, can they bring the data, the statistic data of the report, what it contained, how many percent was put in the draft constitution, so that the public can know. Excuse me, that was a very vital, very important question. The report is there after capturing the view of the people, and then finally you come to, that's what, from there, you should take and then and know how on most fundamental issues. At least we should have more than 50% of the view of the people captured, and other things can also come. We cannot say everything all, but sometimes there are certain things also can be inside that is left out by the public. That's also possible. But they never do that. I went through the report. What the report contained actually, and what is in the draft constitution.
You think they are different?
Yeah, it's quite different. 65% of it has not been captured in the draft constitution. Let them come and have 30 with people. That's why they refused to engage the National Assembly when they presented a first draft. In my view, what they're supposed to do as a honest and as a professional, because you taking this document to the people who are going to Now the first draft that you've given them, engage them. Share the view. What is their view about what you have captured, understand, in the draft? They never, because they believe that those people are rubber stamp. They are professional in their profession.
The fact that you people voted it down also made people to call you people a rubber stamp parliament because you saw
we love to hear that. That is that negative statement that makes us very proud because we know we have the population, we have the view, we have the support of 65% of the population today. And let's go. As we are going, we are gaining more popularity. As of today, we have 65%. As we go, by the end of October, we will hit to 80%.
Who is this we, the National Assembly members who voted down?
Those who voted no. They said they are rubber stamp. That's why they said National Assembly is a rubber stamp. But we who said no, we refuse, and then we represent the whole National Assembly. But we are not. They should have engaged us, as I said earlier. When we said we go through it, sometimes they have been able to, point out certain points and certain issues there that we can discuss and then delete this, put this. That's how you do things. So that, because we are representing the people. The people, the view of the people that they have captured, they have taken. Those are the people we are representing in the National Assembly to finally approve.
Yeah, but the chairman of the CRC has said that they could have been invited, as stipulated in the CRC mandate, to come before Parliament and make clarifications and answer questions. That is for the day when the bill was actually voted down. So there was an opportunity.
Who should invite them?
They were legally bound.
No. Who should invite them? When they presented the first draft, who should invite them? They should engage the National Assembly. They should engage the National Assembly and tell them what they have, and they presented us a report. They should engage us. Now we have done, we are going with our work. We have engaged the public, and this is the report. Understand? We have, understand? Now that's the draft. We can be 1 or 2 or 3 days. So there's a workshop, engagement. That will clear up some doubts, of which they never did. They have no excuse to give. They failed the Gambian people. They underrate the ability of the National Assembly. That's why they refuse. They see themselves purpose. Because legally they are professional, they were told, they said they cannot understand the language they're going to use, they've used in the Constitution. I'm not a technocrat, I'm not an academician to that extent. But I have my sons, I have my daughters. Some are doing law. Some are master's holders. I have my nephews who are lawyers. I have my nephews who are PhD holders. So, however, if I cannot hear them, they can interpret to me in the local language.
So you believe that the CRC has actually failed the Gambian people?
That's why I have said categorically in my deliberation, during my deliberation, there should be a commission of inquiry to check how the money was, the way and manner that money given to them, 116 million, how they spend it.
You know, some of the Gambian people has actually said that the National Assembly members who have voted down this bill also failed the Gambian people. It means they've helped the government to raise $160 million.
It's not best. That money to be wasted is better than the uncertainty to create chaos in the country. It's more expensive than that 116 million. It's the tip of the iceberg. I am telling you. I served this country in the First Republic and Second and Third Republic. I'm serving. God gave it. I have voted in the First Republic. I have voted in the Second Republic. And I nearly voted in the Third Republic for the referendum. Of which these people deny me. Deny me the complete. I would have said, and that's the third one, the third or fourth one, I voted for the Constitution. I voted in 66. I voted in 70. I voted in 1996 for 1997 constitution. This would have been the fourth one. They deny me because of what they have done. That made the parliament to reject it. Yeah. That's why I said they should investigate them. Let them come out plain. Where and how they spend the money. I was there after. I understand when the chairman was making a press conference that's a balance of 10 million left. Now, that's the time it's declared, it's known to the public. After Parliament, when the bill was rejected. Hadn't been the bill was not rejected, that amount will never be declared, in my view.
So you think the only reason the chairman declared...
It should have been known to the public before they come to the National Assembly. It was when it was torn down. And there was an outcry, that's why, in my view, and then we are able to see the balance of 10 million.
The reason you voted down this bill, is it because of national interest? Because a lot of people have accused the National Assembly members of voting against the draft bill because of party or political lines.
It's a constitution. I am National Convention Party. I'm a coalition stakeholder. I signed for the coalition in 2016. I said I'm a coalition stakeholder. When you come to the chamber, you don't talk about NCP, you don't talk about PDOIS. You leave that outside. You are not called in the National Assembly, Majanko Samusa, NCP nominated member. No. You are called Majanko Samusa nominated member. Mr. X nominated member for Nyomi, member for Jara, member for Congo, Woolley, Sandu, and so on. No party name is mentioned there. I think that's an accusation. That's just by mere saying. People can say anything entitled to their opinion, their views. We have more that, but what is more fundamental, in my view, that is understand we have discovered something that is not correct, that is not suitable for the Gambian people. We have to be honest and give Gambian people, deliver something to them that will be more beneficial than giving them something tomorrow we're going to tangle their hands. Very dangerous constitution. Can I come in? Let me repeat this point. I'm a member of the Standing Committee for Defense and Security, which is constitutionally mandated, very powerful constitution. To my surprise, the Gambian National Army, their recommendation, which, if captured in the report, but they failed to put it in the constitution. One of the most important institutions in the country. If you see you are here today with the president, whatever, if there's no security, I am telling you, Wabitai, how would you feel here? What is your guarantee? What is your guarantee if there's no security? How you look like people like I'm tall and fat than you. If you don't have security outside, how would you think? Do you think that you'll be able to be here? They never deliberately. What is it? What is the rationale behind it? That hit me more. That's one of the points also which I put forward. Why? We ask you to prepare our constitution. Give you an assignment. Before going to Kenya, excuse me. No, that's what I know. That's why I want to come in because don't distract me. Allow me to complete. You are dealing with a veteran. Before going to Kenya, bringing Kenyan constitution into our constitution, what about also our own national army's issue? Their recommendations, their concerns, you fail to put that there. And that constitution you bring into our book is now hanging in the Supreme Court of Kenya. The citizens also petitioned it. for its illegality. An illegal also constitution passed in Kenya, the Kenyan citizen petitioning to the Supreme Court. You yet citizen also bring that constitution or the part of it, photocopy it and put it in our book. But here, your own security council, your own fundamental security for outside, in and out, in case of tomorrow, anything. They are always on standby. You refuse to capture their concern in the constitution. That has nullified everything, as far as I am concerned. That's one of the most.
So you believe that the Gambian constitution was actually plagiarized?
No, they are the one who played. Yeah, that's what they want. That's what they want. That's what they want. You know, when a responsibility is given to you, it's given to you not because you are the most educated person in the whole country. One, the most learned person in the whole country. You are the one. No, don't underrate people's ability. Even if somebody at the age of 5, 6, 7, 10 years or 17 years, you think broadly some million times than me. I listen to my kids. I look at them and listen to them how they are coming. I know. So what they think, our levels are different. I will only say experience. But I don't challenge their ability. I will say, well, I have one thing once I have an experience. But their intelligence, no. Because I cannot say I am more intelligent than them. No. But I can say I have more experience. But their intelligence, I don't challenge them.
Finally, before we close the chapter on the Constitution, the Justice Minister appeared on a show yesterday. I cannot quote him verbatim, but he said something like they are thinking about reconsidering putting the draft Constitution bill before Parliament again. What's your opinion on that?
The Parliament is still there. We are there. We don't move. Government comes and goes, but the Parliament is still there. The Justice Minister.
And your position shall still remain the same no matter what?
Well, what I'm saying, it depends how it comes, what comes, what is bringing. I cannot say it. It depends what they bring. At the moment, I have decided what comes first. If they want to bring, if they bring another thing, that's the time, and that's another thing. I cannot say anything about that. Too premature.
Like you mentioned earlier before that you are a nominated National Assembly member and then you came in through the coalition. Now back in 2018 you said something about the leader of the United Democratic Party, that he brought about the disintegration of the coalition. On what do you base that on?
Did you ever interview me? Where do you had it?
You said it in another interview, not on our platform.
Yes. Okay, you are bringing that in. Why don't you ask me?
It is relevant. Why do you think that Dabo caused the disintegration of the coalition? Where do you base that on?
You see, you journalists, you know everywhere, both Gambia and outside the whole world know that this integration of the coalition was caused by United Democratic Party and its leader. He created everything. He created everything. He did everything. We sacrificed our life when he was then in custody to enable them to come out. He did not make me to make a we sacrifice. We come together to bring change for the Gambian people. After that change, he was fortunate to come out before completing his term. He was the first who enjoyed the coalition effort. He was number one because he was the first. Before any appointment, nothing, he was the one who was taken from prison. He enjoyed than me first. Every privilege, he first enjoyed it. He should be the last person to be named this integration of the coalition 2060. As far as if I am concerned, as far as I'm concerned. Honestly, between myself and God.
But isn't that way you make a fire coalition when you
amen kaya be ni bridin na bi den mbula nyina ngama fode ndana na kasi na kole sono la fonko na fo ko lo do ay nenge le fam
aje mani ta fam
ay kole sono neng to nanga na kay do men da wala ko neng akon na kole sono la document agreement wo kam do ko document no kan strap no de paper in the investment basket actually there are all the collection members we are talking he can do better ko samira ko he don't know what type of thinking come on for no ba be moy lali and you live collection each party brings two representatives 16 members collection each party is two or three, not more than 3. This is what he first said. I feel very near because something I don't want to matter about na friend I say that not long. Until more followed my Jango Samsa when I was in Parliament in 1993. Nabanko more called after more Mutala Fati. Not identify Yamuta Fati, an adopted father. Ntara je tribunal belaranje nga patir beke de bilar barbu kinta kunda ndeg lemu ndule ka de grand place hanu soma fanam nga nyome suta kuno ngolo sutaye pour ko mu ku dolti bari personnel on sa fanam ku dolti man ko ro ko ay bot dawda la maka politician billahi wallahi taala maka politician amma nyama naka ma nyama politician bu ka ma nyama ndama jang ko te ma law nyama ndanga lay na ngalla gambia yen to brinke yen na chaagi jam fu moda in 2000 where were you in grade 1 in 2000 the year 2000 where
yeah probably in primary school in primary school
in primary school what grade be honest tell me what grade were you are in primary school grade 1 grade 2 grade 3 not a ngalla yen chaagi fu moda min album mandate we would have been one of the members of the first 9 women who were executed. We could also possible. We are threat to the incumbent at that time. I did 15 years. And you can't find an transfer in the lap on your swallow. Never. Even my former leader, Sirif Mustafa Diba, never in life is in Yomar Kiyam I'm here. Never done transfer, never happened in your transfer. I go by my merit. Left amendment. Monamana hang up to court asking me also Najulo Lebera or Monamana Muta can send police on what soon I work in the civil service as a detective from school. I was in the intelligence service. I work in the Gambia. I was after my 5 years I lived. I work in the Gambia Livestock Marketing Board. I opened Farafin in 1975. I was the first intelligence officer to open that place from Kerewan to Nyanga Banda, 7 constituencies. When I was very, very young. And then I worked with the Gambia Livestock Marketing Board for 9 years, 9 months. I was dismissed because of, they said, my political affiliation. I'm always undermining the PPP, running secretly behind the opposition. I was dismissed. I still continue on 1992. I went to Parliament as an opposition until 94 when there's a coup. Nobody in this country will tell you that I sponsor you. I was fighting with the incumbent of 30 years at that time. My dear uncle Onsa Sadara Jaras was the president. I went to Parliament in those days. How many educated people were back there who would stand as evening to get a candidate for the National Convention Party or other opposition party? Intellectuals, never, very difficult. 1 out of 1,000. Even to have grade 12 or diplomats, it's not many. I fought with a candidate with this master's degree. My first cousin, I defeated him. They are like that. That's why I need like Rajomar Kiyama, Karambalolu, Billah Ignal, Hakobelari, karam nalika ni be kitila wat long karam naka karam balo muta instrument de long ha do joram long abe bala ha do joram dabande mo abe ndero la do abita
ole mo lati ni kala fenala because
ba nga ngi be ko ndibe because mbe ko so no danja ko no ten ko do boye kana tawde atale atina usenu daba na la UDP adika be bo manya la ten ndimo mamalimo my father and a grandfather ndemo mamal ta ni fa ndanga bereke I experienced a lot in this country namananta banta like one month kede na beki jangi jam doctor mom fly be bago kanja for 2012 lo mula fly to play role for the first time in my life nga ha parliament staff ni na passeport mbukata mbukani oversight ni ko mbukata mbukata ndan nga ko na nga fa la mo nga bele business mo tax ma fono lan tay in and out aman ni kala fula la surwa la wa dola la nga bele bi ni sa den ko jam wani be siral mata nte nga kala ko mborna UDP ndada ni nak lida continue na NCP ya jamel nta na do ko ke I was nominated by ya Jame. I was in parliament. From there I was appointed as a deputy governor. I was in Mansa Congo in 2011 in United Democratic Party. In 1996 score 34,000. Sorry, 34%. In 2001, they came to 32%. In 2006, they came to 26%. In 2011, they came to 17%. Billahi wallahi nama to kole suno suno UDP ni ya jamini bago ko yakko in 2016 they will come to 8-9%, I bet. Kanga banko sato sate do take nga veterinary livestock marketing board sato sate ngalo nga political national convention party nga yai ni United Democratic Party sato se yata nga fadija ko be nga be kija ni ko le sono ya fadija ni APRC ya banda nga green you so create ya jamé na do ko ni basi national ya jamé ke jan APRC bureau na 2000 election by election conduct for APRC in Combo East. They came with 800 and something votes. United Democratic Party in 2000 no by election conduct on said Laminda Mundi Bantaka they won. The other candidates in Kiang UDP failed. I have done a lot for that party. And one of the pillars, very important gay man, it replace Nola. Patriots are not a fana. I don't know Kundulare. The new Fana will be for Mubar in the Gold. I will look at the apple to go well. But Baran Roboka Mosi Moma. You come on, Nene. You cook more like reality. You convince them, but never. Alafonke Gimbi. Hani yo so ko nekandi e katu banen don nendo dama do e buka fere no e buka tara nyabo mo ko na dube afa ko no ta nola Usain as an individual is my personal friend, is my friend. But when you come to politics, that is a zero. Another mode. Ima mo ni nyalo. Ndeka by election no conduct UDP they won. Ngaka APRC they won. Ni ya jametara mbuta kam nada ni ko so nota ko so no binta. So I always feel proud. I have done something. I have an achievement in this country. When you come to politics, iba fra nakko don na don siateti bar inshallah ndamanso momo ale kula karafe man.
Honorable 2021 banaka na man jamfa sainde anu kabring draft constitutional rejector ye dabo nyinin kale because if we are to go by the 1997 constitution akamutala ko aya bale from running for the presidency but atako no matter what constitution nimbetala nyin sate kono nyin gambia kono he will run for the presidency. Muna mutala reaction to on that statement
mbala fani finta man yoro man ka council nin kaseo boyta o yo baram boy nyaka boyta o kaseo boyta ni be ngansi mutale bita wulo ko ne bita dundula ko wulo ko no musu ikela faani fi wono bon ila kula boli sokko ngoto mo jama non to jama woto gere bi ikolo bon ya de kan ye tonka ha moy bayal faani fi wala le kunto ngansi mo be mura abebe fi ndi fo mo kam so jela ala karo ala faano bo karo ko no ay fi fay wulu ko men ay fi fay wulu git ya biti kan dama muso fana ka nganya wala ndi ke ngabi sonda ni ngansi mo fana wo nyonnam wala man si ato so bale barambo abe sila nimbe sima 2021 tabay funding arama men ni siama monsieur siama 2021 tabay banta dante ni aram baro sa so don after the registration everything happened. Let him call for early election in July. Dissolve parliament, we go for early election. Ndanga ba bodi na be nyame be mbuli ngalo nyame be te nyame billahi wallahi la ba adam barko forget him, let him contest ninda na son da ni ma ko so ni ko da to do ndabe resign ndama jam
honorable dabo
ani no kana kun jebla na ma ba nga ko ni ko ata do ndabe resign dale ya bula ngalo ngafo wala bana fani finde so mena barambo ya bula na no ko ni ma ka dal do asina ni ko dal do do na le ni yemir pro so mena ngalo isa fa na tele mu afa na ngalo ali election ngata 2021 July ada ya declare ngata ali election ngata after registration ngata no wala wulo kon tande jal taro kundu dato ni kew bende do wafro wala mamari mo ko tumo demano la ke da jalo ka tano dam do tanda ma dam do iba juma ke juma bambal de gele fatta de gele tanya ak lo wala to wala non ko mbafala adam ko ta July ali election ko man ja moy bang constitution mo na de karla anybody want to contest come out be na ka to fight Gambian code will decide before June billahi ngan kan ndama so ngani ba ko ngata treatment banandiro no o ko close di mona
honorable akamto ko itemo ni UDP da mantara diare mbake
ha
ite ini UDP te mo mantara diare
mo manke njawtije yo men kilin kinaki ja be mon terle
politiko da malen
politiko mu democratie le mu mo ko da ko mbir le pour bu ne ma de ngeen ba xaso mi nga ko nan ñene la mo ya jam kan ibrahim bon damine na do ko la sa gobano na patio ko la sa na dem dum jam mu da ndada interest le mu bu kan interest le mu hay anything interest hada alquran ya do mal kama interest na nga tal hado man la ko dimbara ga je dimbari arjan la be ko ga sel mu na man la dal dimba waaw mu na fami dima won ma la ga sel ila interest la mu ala la interest on be interest pour an kan dum dimba kon pour ko fa na do wala ñam interest la mu ndafa la na interest fa na be interest no ma ngata ba la fa adu boy ada baro pesem baro ay election no commande in July dia moy bang du ko rek no constitutional wala na fayé ku robe ko la wolun ne bulun nam ku robe ko la dia mo ma si folo ma hani basse man tabe ko ngata barin ko no man la fi ke mbalo ta mbalo nungu gajan wato
ono yo man pare dia wala folo ne
no ma si folo ya da ndele dia mo man si aji fonko wan sine bulu mo nan ker faatu la mo anatu la ngati juar se ko ni even QTV had more do down the no but I don't even but dia mo man si folo because ala ben yo silama ala tan ben yo silama ba ni ala men yo silama fanunda ata ala kinu da ba di sayt la ne bari nga non ko adu boy adama baro 2021 June July ali election ko madame to am kewul benta ke buga boy no way ngoye mbir na ma ci zo kan biri judi bi ya ta ya kala dina ta ni men ya ni ja ko mo ya ga plak biar anara ko le zono ko na men biri sama na ne benda tim anara ko fana ta da final dam do ta president dam do ani biri sama benda biri mo saba tim afinda na bandana e ka mo jubele ko do bege bu ka fo hanni ma foye mo ka kar si ka ko be foye ba do bege nyente ko te hakilona mi mo no mo ya e ka dafa tadena always ka so mo ka foye te mi ite fan nyenta si dafa ne kambira ke la bremi le ka ko le kenyar jube the scenarios e ko le jube fana That's another added. Ila moya ko.
So 2021 abe koy lan.
On yalo mi general registration no to IEC wala mo. But no do mo ta bunta na fa December. No one ya mai ita fo.
Ani somebody follow ngam batu follow. Ni sawo kana ba. But honorable the video jele de later we'll watch the video, but I will want you to explain to us what exactly happened between you and some of the UDP members yesterday. Muneketa?
Ni mama agenda so he want to create an agenda. Ula na nye block. Yende tara da men left and Nadia move Damataje 20 something years. Hani Adam Baro from Canadian to the land to ko da wa ko. Ntaka business work. Nka moto sanka wale. Nka ko da wa. Na man ka draw ko be ko do ni nyaaw ni ntaka be ken. Ani sunyaro. Dama jang ko wala nga ko du teno. Mo mamalondi no because nka ni le nga domo. Nga enjoy. Mfula jama de simul jada mesi na jada kasi la nga den skalo kan ñom fula do tam sama na gesti busande sama no res ko mbalu da non mama de ya mo ndio ya karam tan benna blada to nak han su ton katara jeel na mus dobe na mus keba be manja na de musoro so na mus do na be la to kunda nit la la jet to le famo ma do fo wogi bo ila biro mo momento ma alo ta nyaadile nda bari ndimo suute geta nara tuba bo wala tamu ko dal na bari ndima suute geta fa jamane wala bu ngolo anara tuba bo na ko jaba mbele na tele sidi wo grand place de dame se gela ko dar Johnson manja Johnson do kam na bi ko dame to le mo malana tin ka malana tin ka jaw malana tin ma malana tin je ka tara sumaade la ndi la sunu ka tara faari ngel klibula ni oda tin sunu ka ta jamo tol do for how many years Adam Barrow of ma jelon nim brisa jet bu babal de ñol bele ka tara di ma long yalla ni mo ma non dunya membe ke de fam ye faje be jaare sen ron irresponsible people ñol imana me fam pour de just moving mbe siringe na bar ni mana ra ko ñugo onko kan na ko ñugo onko ya me taba ka mun ke ta ko ñugo ha ni mulu na ni mulu ko lef na le ko ja fo yebo ja kayente kayente ma jango de ngabo ja ha o to mo dama do nga ba ko to mo sa ba bari no nga da ba ko nga wule ne taw fo la mo do membe na ci la karole ya moy ko na dula de janda du ma de sembo so han president to bonno nga mo na te mo na be bonno la mi ta min to ko mo na on ko mo na ñu def histoire bo en ka ko no ta ko ñani ni la mo do jena bari ko no fa ne da mal manana agri how don't men yalla ko da since people like Modou Fati Mas Fay ko hey mo be sira la do ka da mun la jabba fla ko ata ali allo ay ta ko ma jam ko dem ta ko sam ite fa ma wuli fon ita ta buta because mun kana nyami ta ye fay ken ñu la ko fa ko pilim wala baka sol bi de krim ta ndadu ita na la ko da ci lolu ha ko ga la ka because wala ma la agenda ala la camera bo na dem video mane mo bulo ma mantela but fiscally ni nyaay ni ge data yenne iba ko lo ngum koma ma futem mo ke ni membe ne do ke le bakal ko e bakal ko bar kan ni yeten bari ko la fana jama be ge ko ne ke ba mo ne to ne to ne ne ke ba do ko te ta do ta ne ke ba ta ni te lo ñu fawna ta mas fay yudi fi la ntel nga nabe yu LCP ama Ousseyn Dabo lon nu hanna do na ma ntel LCP dialo ni PPP ntel na campagne oke fundunde parlement bañu non folam ndara UDP bin dara UDP bin bodo jata to dajé war xol mo ñim buñal ben na tema 24/7 akoy ko albe trespass kala biro ne jantema a jafara bar amar almost 150 meters left na de tajo do te planta na suman ka yalo fa tabi ka iba fani ya fola kan ngabin te hanna to fon mfama de fon computer la biro do fon ba fa ko nyama sitamo ngam so no ma ko makan fo ngam ko sen ngala do nyaabe mar mo be tan sila ñu la biro but having taken the biro go islam alaikum wala be diale from at that time because they will see it as a sign of something that the possible something night no more they need me more than I need them to let all them dela ka tambi ndema sol ndema soleton ndara solo no leton bay to yaro nako de to soleton tala 100% 24/7 ale pri yo manya ko ku fati ko ndena nyimbe dal sanni mo woni pri nyimbe police ni nyolo ni nyimbe jambe no ko ke ka ala kana mo dal ka fa ko jam fo pri nyudu nyum bu mo wando me nyum bu lo nga ko ni wolo be ka sala jam jarbatam fi la de nek ñom fi la de nek fi isul maro bolu jumata mo o ken nyade fo tuba fo ni tuba bo yo ko dañu wafi fo ya wafi sarax lolu ma fo man ni ko le fo jakam ko le ba maro fo le gedi le ba don no wadde bo dulala ko le fo taw o to be nyami e man dunya long e man dunya long e man ni karoke e ke nya e ka do man ne yalo no dunya e ngil sala dunya nyaadi wuliya wala ka mosi mo ani mo banen politiko kono no e man agenda soto nin dola ni so ko muna tuna lami tam akonyo ko yime samba police kay no ni ma agenda soto de ni mo ko bina kala everyday ba fa sam san UDP ta ki jola o mu bu ko so da do de ha ani asobi ibera wo bo gela ki teddu ka gele na ma asobi ite ni ganyala ta gele ba dum mu ganyela ñen doye musol xamen dund la ñu ena bi ka dund dal MCB musol xamen dund il faut bu ko def aso mi ko tolli fo sebi ti sa fi mu dal aso bi don ye because ni mo ko dem do ni ko be ci dem do kan fi me fala ye wuro ko ma bi me do passé lamba bu na jaara ne ki na ko mo man ko wor ko mo fatal tolli MCB ga sa ñu mu wani lulu ko mo na man ci sa so to ge ko mo man ko wol ko mo ragle dal ide ordere yanga kono mo ya mo man ko 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 kay ko ba abota bari mu le jaara kiyam alim baden be le be baden so man ne yela bi fay ko ina ben lo ben akal diala.
But honorable, what is the relationship with the UDP National Assembly? Ngadi ko ni ya ko malika sinu nyobala, and at some point they have to move her seat because ina buka amina buka dia
ya ko mo ndingolti ya ko abane membo ta bakeli fakki no wala ngi dem bari ndimo en tala nga ak na fudu alka ka nyabara kitina kan gete na soko misi abane membo aisatu diouf abado ko muso nta bari ndimo abdou rufa sane ntolle ngani ndimo famu ndo ko ya ko mo ndimo just I don't want to be disturbed and a problem also birim president lafta baylante personally Brian Kumanda ko nyambe nyambe ka kana bay na dan ala nen kila ka indi mo kana bay biri batal de ma kala mo bari ndi mo anu kontana amma president mo fa par president wala mo ko na mo fa wala fa mo fa de baror ne amu sara compter persistently fo wol do yam ko man fa ko samsa ida bo president ko ako ka kana nyambe ako ko yes ko no ko da bo na da ba ni tam ko ni ba ma nyame na jawete bo le president e ba ne bo la balé be ko mo fala o manginya anu atle nominé ko soké ndara OIS OMVG mitulu ngamro wolna ya bay it was first on Friday mbede wolna tanga mo yara somo ko ya bon but I be ko ne president ma ko sen ka ko but this is not finally but I know I did that but ngalo ko in the assembly ni president you have because I'm leaving my attention to the deliberation of orders. So but when you are sitting near me, you are the speaker from Career Large School. She's making too much of noise. And when I addressed it, the princess said, yes, it's true. She observed that, she noticed, she endorsed that also, the noise is too much. It's no respect. You are not in the assembly to cause unnecessary noise. There are standing orders. If you want to make noise, move out, you go outside the area. Not this. This is why even honey outside need them to need noise. Not wrong. You come over like outside. Security have to know. Making noise. It's a place of respect, a dignity. It's a high-profile dignity place. Like the president in the nation. Man, no more of the National Assembly. They think that it's just unfortunate. I served. I did a parliament. New family live again. Nanu kutonyo. Let Uncle Kelfasana nyolo. Msidialo nyolo. Kebaru at that time they were 80 to 90 years. Those days. Yeah. I was in parliament with them. You know, I'm in terms of opposition, but yet still I can a pet. They like me, understand? You know, I contribute and then joke. You know, I don't have you know, she knows because I'm used to any office that needs because I left the phone and I left any office. That's politics. I have that person. It will you even call for an parliament. Because I told you, NCP, I know where NCP partner, UDP, but that's the beauty of politics, democracy. Among the no Hasidia, no Fadiat, or no Malibaliaku. I know joke that in the Catalita, Ning what was seated them that it have local and Alias Sabot and the North. Upon a Dalamode. Don't to avoid a Kedo Landi, a dining some democracy, some Kido Landi, more little a carpet for than Dal. Civilizedly. But Namanka insulted. At least I have an elementary idea of law, as far as the loss of the Gambia is concerned. In Kita school, I can do the police. From training, I went to the intelligence service, far back in special branch. So at least I've witnessed a lot. I'm academically correct, but it's new current study back.
Honorable Janimbe Blalayeta, ngajina ko.
I can spare you for another one.
No problem. Finally, let's not discuss what President Barrow ta up country. Kuma Jamal for jail, but first of all, ngal ko mu Jamal ba criticize kang iko ko mbe tembo min kono is the coronavirus. The coronavirus pandemic is still here. Iko ko natra ba foka molin ne ko pour molie si as part of efforts to curb the virus. Mulati na tabe taka ngabe finte kang abe mol landila nyo kang honorable tell me so be mu fala je. Hey. Donald
Trump America, how many billions of people in America? Election is going on now. Joe Biden, Donald Trump, about face mask doom. About Wurla, about Catholic in the new Mansaramu. About the child in the new Mansarati. Mansara Nova Bangilia, come for no more better interest on Noma. The new COVID never done what I can see. Nana, no more than you know. I can't remember, I didn't know what I want to another project to the Kataje. At a more for more than Jube. Fire and no fire of Ananke. Umara mandate leti. Is a Kotalia with bloody Montazzi, Imaro. What a Kenola. Based on one member for a Ganaka would have looked more than the Amale. The Amala made a 4
one of the things I
75% of the Gambian population today they are all for Adama Barrow. So don't mind about the 25% going into the social media, dancing here and there with their asobi. Don't mind them.
One of the things I mean for when you go, no matter there will be criticism. Ako diamo la don woyela diamo continue ate ala doko continue.
That's it. Adalaso. Ita ate nenna, ate barandila, atanya ku ya lefe. Akamunda le sado do nyame. Ndam opposition no ndam ka kaddo fe jawre ba yalla ginda woke ba fa do ko be dio. Isa ka ni adam baro ba kilo fakil ana magisal. Ilo damo mansia. Le président dandanam Abdou Diouf e ka diabo ka moy te ka to moy abaka diabo magisal abaka diabo. Sa le sa daro jala diabo mansia na jolo ndo sama sama ko makile nga kata nyaw nga parfata nyaw nga ko be kra baka kamfa. Hani sa ni su ko su wi wa mana mana isu ko be fa na mana ka la jelo la do atu be men kila bokko adam baro be wala nyam Allah sama na alhamdulillah rabbil alamin ate jabi
Moto mbe ya mwele
you still you there more things you are okay now?
Oh yeah, because
what how many minutes
time woni man tarage baake honorable but mbe bula yela closing remarks di molla
you na closing remark on what like for
ina fami for la Gambia no
Gambia mo one Gambia la mo Gambia for be Gambia ki no mo na nek lindo intita no Senegal ko mi da do dibiti ala san mo ne be mbulu membe qualified nga janne sodo anen tar Senegal fa no das no like home nga mo jël mo boté be Senegal ni tar jew wo nge dam di kafu ko de ko ñu kafu ni ma jang ko suma ñong soto hani ko ñu hanen ni billion be mbulu jang bari nga tara suufam han nga tara suuko no bantala no suuko no fam wala fam wala fi sa dina na million na fon ben be that's not like home yeah no ya so roman diat ya ñoo man siat I cannot be compared to any other place. Kule be tarant lage bari ni be fatu ko hanna rakon ika banko do famo smoke this in onsan ila credibility cannot be compared with ni be sino bande banko hanni ya central bank be lebe ali banko mo do men ko mata do sani do politiko ko do to badi yam ko do nim politiko da nga politiko ke bari kana fitna dundi ye fitno mambe ta bakar mo be la tar dewti fo fe fitno samana ay da politicien na mutu manka politicien o le dimba nyande ya tu won kana me wulu mo malo so si mo to for mo si ya tu do me mu banko la kaydo ngakara ngawura ngado ko ngan na nebos nul be nyame na kilia hada ma do nyande kilia du so nyande kilia ha nyeku de dulato e ku de do bi fan ngata kat la yaso ye fane ko hanni man kay mi bara ala ye ala dani fane ko fane yele kado fadal ha ñu fane bakata kana ko ka ni asadi la ban ni mo ko kata ngi jangata da wuyu wayala tan do ne do ne badir ka jaw kamani bado mo yeda dam do gisuma min dam de nyati le jamal ibe senor ibe ganda faro dam do yeda ko dam do la musol ta ci marso do ibe fi do rete be sin dam do grand place do ibe mol ne na fatlo boy musol ne multa suba be bir do la al yalon kidal billahi na 6 o'clock after quarter past 6 la ko be bi do be lor na ko dam be tama na be do ko fotela wo after 7 nde kew gele nimbe be joge e musol billahi kam wondam fon for after 7 nde kew gele membe tambila na abe musol could you believe suba ya fajiro sadi be jay taman ini kew to ben abe be kende la rak alina wuli muso tamina to ngata dire ni fo ko dam wona muso be sino na ko be sino marché ko no iba kudu kata kam ndol be sino on san ni fo ko de ta ci grand place yo fu ko jaay be kilo be bulu sanje fu le baba be ka mamba albe da be san kata tumo do be gere fa hanin tumo do sa ko lokum fam say morke bi re ko no la dinu fu ko jaay fo dendi ko yalla tak sa mol ma tay mo to mol la balwe ke mira wala ko no ite na ci grand place de ko mi ko fa na be fi lokum hal tran so fa mo da ko yesi ni sam ale si ale groupe yo ale ka fo ko to ci dem da le yo le ñoko do mo mo tay ko do yamurna e lansaro sa le ko ala fa fo fi do sa le fi do ina ñawna den be fu do musu bita na wo marché ko wona da wo ya kudu kuda fo ñoka dino to be be sire ite al yo ma tambe ko la yeba mani
Abaraka bake honorable Maje Samuza abaraka bake for 2020 woni ko diabo wato man si so ngale be murla nanne ali elections July adu boy wala call. Thank you very much honorable Maje Samuza. Thank you very much for coming through to the Fatu Network News Review. Abaraka bake
bés bu nekk ci biir Gambia am na kuy dunda nit di ko forcé te doo wala benn ci ay façon gender-based violence.
Lungolung Gambia faya kalamta wala ma kalamuta mobe dularo menka tajirinde ya to indiro anim boy kan obalu bayri amu musolti wala kew
ala fof nyaawore wawnde weccude tampere lorido dum non ya won dendowo ngurnam lorido.
Assalamu alaikum, man la Rohi Malik Lo, the mayor of Banjul. Dama len bëgg wax rek ne ku nekk mun na nekk a victim of rape and network of gender-based violence. ñoom daanaka seede nañ loolu si seen gestu gis nañ ne xale yi nga xam ne ñoo am 18 months old ak jigéen yi nga xam ne dañ am 30 years macha allah ñoom itamit nekkoon nañ ay victims kon ñu bàyyi suñu xel.
Assalamu alaikum, mbadi mandinkol, mbadi gambiankol, mbadi musol mbal be kontonna. Antomo Bintu Gasamaleti, ntelem executive director ti Women's Bureau. Women's Bureau wolle marta musol la nyato tala ila tanko anila kando anin dindingol be. Lafta men kala mutandila la doro wolem nyenti ko nin kewoye muso nyapin kan dindingo sunkutindingo. Imurta yo sunkutindingo ta ya futundiwo kewoye. E kay tandiwo kewola le ko yemmenke kanyapa kan umuku kendole ta bete atale.
Karesom jere obaji bare kuonko on retsa dia activist artist dia producer sexual assault engol ne ban banoban disi officers disi motors disi places sambukana ko memi fang.
Assalamu alaikum bade ngol ntelen musuba ko to saw mbedo ko la tiarar sile fal yalla nako ka nyapi sunkutun dingol kan ani musol ka kenole sango sang fal yalem na koy ka fa bundami a network against gender based violence ila kisi kisiro ye yitandiro kala ko dimbingol minul yalon ko isango be kare tannin sey wala sanji killing kare wolo iboyte kan naban kela musu yalon bari fanan musol minul yalon ko siyo tambita sanji tansa bolale ika nyapino wal fanan kanne kila musu yalon ñi manke kay roti
maa ngi tudda Fatou Balde man maay the founder of Women in Liberation and Leadership WIL jigéen su joxewut kàddoom mbala mu ne déedéet mbala mu ne la bàyyil soo tëddoog moom mooy rape mbala su dee jigéen bi dafa nekk ci situation boo xam ne mënuta wax consent joxe consent ba te mënuta bañ soo tëddoo moom rape la
ntomo hadi mbuj baroleti na doko be ngamen kenyin sangi tanano kono wala musul la jata kendati la jido an futu wala karola wala mun na doko te ni muso na tankan akonni ko yem forcer la nyale nyapitanka nta sosola mbela la kata koleyatale pour moya daele ka fu ko nyapitankan katu niyo fo memba ko masam amalo anin sama molbe bulo men ciodi lela moto wulla dorom ayo kamala fanna otol mbela la marila
assalamu alaikum suma mbokay man ma Fatmata Ndiaye ñu xamé ma ci Touma Ndiaye ma ñëw tay pour waxtana yeen affaire suñ do jigéen yi ñi nga xamné ñoy suñ valeur ñi nga xamné ñun lañ yaakar pour ñu dëgëral leen seen ngom ci seen boppa suñ doom yu jigéen yooyu nag seen ndaw yaa ñoom ñoo ko moom te ñoom ñoo ko mën a joxe ci seen kàddu kenn waru koo jël ci ñoom te d'accorduñ pour jox la ko suñ doom yooyu nag ñun ñoo leen war a aar ñun ñoo war a dugal ngomte ci ñoom ba nga xam ne dinañ mën a óolu seen boppa am ngomte boobu seen boppa nga xam ne ëllëg ci biir dinañ mën a nekk ay mag yu am fulla jërë ngeen jëf
ndemu maadi jobaatelet haramadun la nyanton kalo kuolle kan muna adnandi wato wati dikew sapita muso kan nka muso jalai bar kewla mahnyam bukaw fo nyandamelo no wolam ko ka sapi muso kan ani loi manta anun kulon nta nyandi no la nyaawo nyandi
nuyu naa leen mbokk yi man la maam Yacine Sarr man maay yaaye xale yi ci Starfish International mbooloo mi nga xam ne mooy dimbale xale yu jigéen yi ak xale yu góor yi di leen jàngal pour ñu mën a nekk ñi nga xam ne ñu yóbbu réew mi kanam ñun ñu ngi ci Lamin Village West Africa léegi mbokk yi seen sutura musuta war a gën a am solo kiñ tooñ te toroxal ko jox kiñ tooñ te toroxal ko dëgg bi ko war moom la mbokk yi war a farataal.
asalaamaaleykum maa ngi tudda Lala Touré di liggéey ci buntuwaay yi nga xamante ne ñooy taxaw ak dooleel jigéeni Gambia góor yi nga xamante ne dañ dee daanu ci kaw jigéen dañ dee jógee ci buntu liggéeykaay buntu jàngukaay dëkkuwaay ak aada ak diine yu nekkul benn ñi doon leen ay nit yu nga xamante ne dañ dee daanu ci kaw jigéen pour naxaral leen néewloo leen doole ba pare am baat ci seen kaw.
Alimbara Ntomo Tufa Fatu Jaloleti, chairperson of Tufa Foundation Onyeng. Akoliata numbake, kafinti katakolia kuwani tilimbalia minketa mbalora, anda manken dunyo kanti. Barintalata lako, na finto ka sata minketa na abasune yandila musoni nsunkuto dole. Isaje, na jama minkana nyato, tekela molte minka boyinkan nalu fasa, aninka boyinkan nalu suturafana. Isaje boyinkan nalu fanan salonko, na musolu be fentilale na musolu be diamulale ando na musolu be dunyani lodula fanan lonnale ala baraka
bala balay Gambia we mante no manto manjut baaj ande yif buga dimateñi medical lum mati manakanu manine wala sek